Good day everyone. Today we will be presenting and analyzing the case of Eduardo E. Tijing and Vinaveda R. Tijing versus the Court of Appeals and Angelita Diamante, decided on March 8, 2001 and penned by Just Kuzumbing. This case is a landmark in the Philippines jurisprudence because it demonstrates the emerging role of DNA analysis in the legal system, particularly in resolving disputes involving identity. Parentage in custody, it also reflects the judiciary willingness to adapt to scientific advancement in order to arrive at a more accurate and just determination of facts. In this presentation, we will be examining the facts, legal issues, role of DNA, evidence, and its broader implication in the law.
In 1971, spouses Edgardo and Binbinida Tijing discovered a newborn baby girl abandoned in a hospital in Cebu. Moved by compassion and a desire to care for the child, they decided to take her and raise her as their own daughter. They named her Edeta and provided her with a stable home, education, and parental guidance throughout her childhood. Over the years, the child grew up believing that the Tijing were her real parents, forming a strong emotional bond with them.
Competing claim. However, another woman named Angelita Diamante came forward with a conflicting claim. She alleged that in 1971, after giving birth in the same hospital, her newborn baby was kidnapped shortly after delivery. For many years, she searched for her missing child. Eventually, she discovered that the child being raised by the Tijings might be her biological daughter. As a result, she filed a case asserting her right as a true biological mother and sought to remain custody of the child.
Legal issue. Due to these conflicting claims, the court was faced with a fundamental legal issue. Who is the true biological mother of the child? This issue is crucial because it determines not only parental rights and custody, but also the child's legal identity and lineage. Additionally, the case raised a broader legal question. How should courts resolve disputes when testimonial evidence and long-term possession conflict with biological truth?
This method is widely regarded as highly accurate, with probabilities often reaching 99.9%. Certainly or higher, making it a powerful tool in legal disputes involving identity.
Recognizing the potential of this scientific method, the court allowed DNA testing to be conducted between Angelita Diamante and the child Edeta. After laboratory analysis, the results shown a very high probability that Angelita Diamante is the biological mother of the child. This finding provided objective and scientifically verifiable evidence, which carried far greater weight than mere assertion or recollections. Because of its accuracy and reliability, DNA evidence became the most decisive factor in resolving the case.
Importance and impact of DNA evidence. The introduction of DNA evidence significantly changed the course of the case. First, it provides objective proof, eliminating doubts caused by conflicting testimonies. Second, it resolved the dispute between the Taijengs, who had physical custody and emotional ties with the child. Diamante, who claimed biological motherhood. Third, it allowed the court to base its decision on scientific truth rather than subjective interpretation. This case clearly illustrates how DNA evidence can bridge the gap between legal claims and factual reality.
Key doctrines and legal principles. This case established several important legal doctrines. First, the Supreme Court recognized DNA testing as reliable, admissible, and highly persuasive evidence in determining identity and percentage. Second, it emphasized a shift from reliance on testimonial and circumstantial evidence toward scientific and probabilistic evidence. Third, the court implied the best interest of the child principle, which means that while biological truth is important, the child's emotional well-being, stability, and overall welfare must also be carefully considered in custody decision. Thus, the case balanced science and compassion and administrations of justice.
Rule on DNA evidence. Although this case was decided before its formal adoption, it contributed to the creation of the Rule on Evidence issued by the Supreme Court in 2007. Under this rule, DNA evidence serves two major functions. The first one is it can be used to convict the guilty by linking suspects to the biological evidence such as blood, semen, or hair found at the crime scene. Second, it can be used to exonerate the innocent by proving that the person has no biological connection to the evidence presented. However, the rule also imposes strict safeguards to ensure reliability, including maintaining a proper chain of custody to prevent contamination, conducting tests in qualified and accredited laboratories, presenting results with proper statistical interpretation and expert testimony. These safeguards ensure that the DNA evidence remains credible and trustworthy in the court.
Judicial process and court rulings. Now let us examine the judicial process. The case first went to Regional Trial Court, which initially focused on the facts that the Tijing had raised with the child for many years, emphasizing caregiving and possession. It was then elevated to the Court of Appeals, which reviewed the findings and considered additional arguments and evidence. Finally, the case rise to the Supreme Court, which served as a final arbiter. The Supreme Court placed greater weight on DNA evidence, recognizing it as the most accurate method of determining biological relationships. As a result, it ruled in favor of Angelita Diamante as the true biological mother, demonstrating a shift toward science-based adjudication. The case of Tijing versus Court of Appeals highlights the transformative role of DNA profiling in the legal system. It shows that science can significantly enhance the ability of the court to discover the truth and deliver justice. Today, DNA evidence functions as both a tool to convict the guilty and means to protect and exonerate the innocents. However, its effectiveness depends on strict compliance with legal standards such as proper collection, preservation, and analysis of sample. Ultimately, this case demonstrates that the pursuit of justice is most effectively when the law and the science work together in harmony.